You're watching NFL Daily Brief, top football headlines made simple. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Here are the brief highlights of today's top stories. Our guide to every Week 2 game, matchup previews, predictions, picks and nuggets. What we're hearing: potential panic in Miami, plus the latest on Giants and Jets QBs. Hill focuses on football, not abuse allegations. 49ers rule out QB Purdy, Jones to start versus Saints. Source: Chargers Tart fined for slapping Kelce. Source: Commanders DeWise's injury ends year. Seahawks to be thin in secondary versus Steelers. Steelers Porter Jr. among three on defense out Sun. Jones expresses no regret over trading Parsons. Vikings rule out LT Darrisaw, knee, versus Falcons. Fantasy football playbook for Week 2. What's it like to catch a TD from both Rodgers and Favre? Before Joe Flacco was Cleveland's QB, he was Baltimore's Joe Cool. Last-minute pickups for Week 2. Juwan Johnson, Rams defense lead the way. Sirianni recruited Orima, Saban, Staley and more to teach the Eagles how to win, again. Packers continue impressive start to season with victory over Commanders. Before going all in on Jackson Dart, how can the Giants fix their offense, fast? Yeah, this guy is a gamer. Vikings not surprised by J.J. McCarthy's eye-opening NFL debut. Barnwell: what Week 1 taught us about the AFC hierarchy ahead. NFL execs predict the biggest award winners, picks for MVP, best rookies, top comeback player, breakouts. Now, let's dive deeper into the details. The Week 2 National Football League schedule features exciting matchups, including a Super Bowl 59 rematch between the Chiefs and Eagles.
Sunday begins with two notable homecomings as the Lions host former offensive coordinator Ben Johnson and quarterback Joe Flacco returns to Baltimore.
The week also includes two college football playoff national championship quarterback rematches.
Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence, representing Louisiana State University and Clemson respectively, face off again.
Another rematch features J.J. McCarthy of Michigan against Michael Penix Jr. of Washington.
Experts provide insight, predictions, and fantasy football advice for each game.
The Bears aim for offensive consistency against the Lions, focusing on quarterback Caleb Williams' accuracy and reducing penalties.
The Lions hope to avoid starting 0-2, a first since 2021, as they face Johnson and the Bears.
The Bills focus on improving their run defense after struggling against the Jets in Week 1.
The Jets aim to overcome historical scoring difficulties against the Bills, boosted by a strong Week 1 offensive performance.
The Browns' defense prepares for Ravens running back Derrick Henry, seeking to replicate past successes in limiting his yardage.
Lamar Jackson aims to improve his record against the Browns, having faced defeats in 2 of their last 3 encounters.
Week 2 of the National Football League season is here, and there are many questions surrounding teams after Week 1.
The New York Giants quarterback situation, the Miami Dolphins' disappointing loss, and Justin Fields' performance with the New York Jets are key topics.
Giants head coach Brian Daboll confirmed Russell Wilson will start in Week 2 despite struggles.
Daboll and offensive coordinator Mike Kafka have a specific development plan for Jackson Dart.
The Giants paid Wilson a significant amount, making benching him after one game unlikely.
Dart has impressed, but the Giants seem committed to their current quarterback plan.
The Miami Dolphins are facing questions after a poor showing against the Indianapolis Colts.
Concerns about the Dolphins' roster talent and leadership have surfaced.
Trade rumors surrounding Tyreek Hill are circulating, though Miami currently shows no interest in trading him.
Justin Fields performed well in his Jets debut, raising optimism about his potential.
Fields has shown improvement, but his history suggests consistency could be an issue.
The Jets' offensive coordinator designed a game plan that played to Fields' strengths.
Tyreek Hill, Miami Dolphins wide receiver, recently addressed the media for the first time since domestic abuse allegations surfaced from his ex-wife.
Hill declined to comment on the divorce case, choosing instead to focus on football and his family.
He stated his priority is playing football, spending time with his children, and providing for his family.
Hill believes outside distractions, including the divorce hearings and trade rumors, could hinder his performance.
His ex-wife, Keita Vaquero, alleged 8 incidents of domestic violence in divorce filings, according to documents obtained by TMZ.
Hill has denied these claims through a statement released by his lawyer.
Both the NFL and Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel confirmed the league is investigating the allegations.
This investigation is standard procedure in such situations, according to NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy.
Hill confirmed he has not spoken to the league as of Friday afternoon.
Following the Dolphins' Week 1 loss, team captains called a players-only meeting.
The purpose of the meeting was to address accountability and team unity.
Hill, while not a captain, expressed support for the meeting and its potential benefits.
Brock Purdy will not play in the upcoming game against the New Orleans Saints due to injuries to his left shoulder and toe.
Veteran quarterback Mac Jones will start in Purdy's place, having taken all of the first-team reps in practice this week.
Coach Kyle Shanahan expressed confidence in Jones and praised his performance in practice and throughout training camp.
Purdy's toe injury, similar to turf toe, is the primary concern and could sideline him for multiple weeks.
General Manager John Lynch described Purdy's recovery as a week-to-week process.
This start marks Jones' first game as a 49er since signing a 2-year contract in March.
Jones was previously drafted by the New England Patriots and played for the Jacksonville Jaguars last season.
He aims to revitalize his career in San Francisco under Shanahan's offensive system.
Practice squad quarterback Adrian Martinez will likely be elevated to serve as Jones' backup.
Martinez has not yet played in an NFL game but has prior experience as a backup.
The 49ers are also managing other injuries, with tight end George Kittle on injured reserve.
Receiver Juwan Jennings and left tackle Trent Williams are questionable for the game with shoulder and knee injuries, respectively.
Los Angeles Chargers defensive tackle Tart received a fine from the National Football League for slapping Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce.
This incident occurred during the Chargers' Week 1 victory against the Chiefs in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
A source told ESPN that the fine is consistent with National Football League rules.
The fine for a first offense of striking is $12,172.
The National Football League typically announces fines on Saturday afternoon.
The incident happened after a play in the third quarter when Kelce shoved Tart.
Tart responded by slapping Kelce's helmet, which resulted in a 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty.
Rules analyst Terry McCauley explained on the YouTube broadcast why Tart was not ejected from the game.
McCauley stated that Tart made open hand contact, which does not qualify as a disqualifying action.
Had Tart used a closed fist or punch, he would have been ejected.
The game was played in Sao Paulo, Brazil during Week 1.
The Chargers ended up winning the close game.
Washington Commanders defensive end Dietrich Wise Jr. suffered a torn left quadriceps and will miss the remainder of the season.
This injury occurred during Thursday night's game against Green Bay and will require season-ending surgery.
The 6'5", 280-pound Wise was signed to a 1-year deal in the offseason.
He was brought in to bolster a defense that ranked 30th against the run last season.
The Commanders are also awaiting final word on the severity of running back Austin Eckler's injury.
Eckler left the game with what the team fears is a torn Achilles.
2 other starters, receiver Noah Brown and tight end John Bates, suffered groin injuries and also left the game.
The severity of their injuries is currently uncertain.
Wise was hurt with 7 minutes and 34 seconds left in the second quarter.
He posted a message on Instagram expressing gratitude for the prayers and support.
He also referenced his faith and said he is looking forward to spending more time with his family.
Wise spent his first 8 seasons in New England.
The Seattle Seahawks are heading to Pittsburgh with a depleted secondary to face Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
Pro Bowl cornerback Devin Witherspoon is doubtful with a knee injury, and rookie safety Nick Emanwari is out with a high ankle sprain.
Safety Julian Love is expected to play despite a groin injury that limited him in practice.
Outside linebacker Uchenna Nwosu will make his 2025 debut after knee surgery.
Witherspoon was injured in the season opener against the San Francisco 49ers.
Coach Mike McDonald does not believe Witherspoon is dealing with a long-term injury.
Emanwari, a second-round pick, was injured on the opening drive of the first game.
The Seahawks hope Emanwari will not be out long-term, but his timeline is uncertain.
Riq Woolen is expected to start even after struggling in the season opener.
Josh Jobe performed well in the number 3 cornerback role against San Francisco.
Shaquille Griffin is the next option at cornerback if needed.
Nwosu took a pay cut to stay with the Seahawks and will likely be on a snap count.
The Pittsburgh Steelers will be missing 3 defensive starters in their game against the Seattle Seahawks.
Cornerback Joey Porter Jr., safety Deshaun Elliott, and defensive tackle Derek Harmon will all be out for Sunday's game.
Porter Jr. is sidelined due to hamstring tightness experienced in the previous game against the New York Jets.
Despite initial optimism from coach Mike Tomlin, Porter Jr. did not participate in practice throughout the week.
Brandon Echols and James Pierre are expected to fill in for Porter Jr. at the cornerback position.
Defensive coordinator Terrell Austin expressed confidence in Echols' ability to handle the outside corner role.
Jalen Ramsey, primarily a slot cornerback, also provides versatility in the secondary.
Ramsey showcased this versatility against the Jets, playing every secondary position due to injuries.
Elliott sustained a knee injury in the game against the Jets.
Harmon is still recovering from a medial collateral ligament sprain suffered in the preseason finale against the Carolina Panthers.
Despite these absences, the Steelers' defense welcomes back edge rusher Nick Herbig.
Herbig missed the season opener with a hamstring injury but is now off the injury report and ready to make his season debut.
Jerry Jones acknowledged the risk associated with trading Pro Bowl pass rusher Micah Parsons.
Fans chanted "Thank you, Jerry" after the Green Bay Packers' victory against the Washington Commanders.
Jones compared the trade to rolling the dice and emphasized the inherent risk in such decisions.
He drew parallels to past trades like the one involving Herschel Walker to Minnesota.
Jones highlighted the acquisition of Kenny Clark and future draft picks as significant benefits.
He stressed the impossibility of having everything and the need to prioritize for the next few years.
The Cowboys received 2 first-round picks in 2026 and 2027 from the Packers in the trade.
Jones explained the trade allows more flexibility with the salary cap and future free agency.
He discussed the financial implications of Parsons' contract alongside Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb's contracts.
Jones alluded to the potential to retain players and alter their approach to free agency.
He emphasized the significant impact of Kenny Clark on the Cowboys' defensive line.
Jones compared himself to a riverboat gambler comfortable with risk and its consequences.
The Minnesota Vikings have ruled out left tackle Christian Darrisaw for their upcoming game against the Atlanta Falcons due to a knee injury.
The Vikings will also be without linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel and cornerback Jeff Okudah, both currently in concussion protocol.
Darrisaw was listed as questionable last week before the Bears game, indicating a 50% chance of playing.
He participated in a pre-game workout but was ultimately declared inactive.
Coach Kevin O'Connell stated that Darrisaw has not experienced a setback in his recovery from a torn ACL and MCL suffered last season.
O'Connell attributed the change in Darrisaw's status to National Football League policies regarding pre-game workouts for players who might be activated.
The National Football League policy aims to minimize pre-game field wear and tear.
It restricts non-active players from pre-game field workouts unless it is to determine their game day availability.
This policy suggests the Vikings believe Darrisaw had a chance to play against the Bears but not against the Falcons.
O'Connell denied any setback in Darrisaw's recovery when questioned.
The Vikings are prioritizing Darrisaw's long-term health in their decision-making.
They want to ensure his full recovery before returning him to the field.
Week 2 in the National Football League kicked off Thursday with the Commanders playing at the Packers. This analysis offers projected scores, over-under predictions, win probabilities, and fantasy football advice. This information can help with lineup decisions, waiver wire additions, and starting or benching players. The shadow reports, which analyze wide receiver and cornerback matchups, are now included in the game breakdowns. This data helps provide accurate projections and advice for fantasy leagues. The focus is on 12-team point per reception leagues with standard scoring settings. Projections and rankings are closely aligned, but other factors like upside or risk may influence player rankings. Updates to this information are possible throughout the weekend. In the Jaguars vs. Bengals game, Travis Etienne is a viable flex option after the Tank Bigsby trade. Travis Hunter is a good bet for consistent wide receiver 2 or 3 production. In the Cowboys vs. Giants game, Javonte Williams is a fringe running back 2 despite low efficiency in Week 1. Trevon Diggs is expected to shadow Malik Neighbors, but Neighbors can still be started with confidence. For the Lions vs. Bears game, Rome Odunze is a recommended wide receiver 3 start. Colston Loveland should be benched until his playing time increases. Tony Pollard is a solid running back 2 start in the Rams vs. Titans game. Ramondre Stevenson and Trayvon Henderson are low-ceiling flex options in the Patriots vs. Dolphins game. Ravel Martin is known for catching touchdowns from both Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
His first touchdown from Favre came in 2006 against the San Francisco 49ers after a busted play.
Favre was supposed to throw to Greg Jennings but ended up throwing a 36-yard pass to a wide-open Martin.
2 years later, Martin caught a 4-yard touchdown pass from Rodgers in a game against the New Orleans Saints.
This made Martin one of only 6 players to catch touchdowns from both quarterbacks.
Martin spent 3 years as Rodgers' primary target on the practice squad.
He witnessed Rodgers' dedication and drive to improve, even throwing hard passes during warm-ups.
Martin recalled Favre commenting on Rodgers' intensity, comparing it to his own younger self.
After Favre's retirement, Martin knew the Packers were in good hands with Rodgers.
He saw Rodgers as a player eager to prove himself and worthy of leading the team.
Martin finished his career with 5 touchdowns from Favre and 1 from Rodgers.
He found it ironic considering the extensive practice time spent with Rodgers.
Joe Flacco, the Cleveland Browns' starting quarterback, will return to Baltimore, where he spent 11 seasons, to face the Ravens in Week 2.
This game marks Flacco's first start in Baltimore since being traded by the Ravens after the 2018 season.
Flacco led the Ravens to a Super Bowl 47 victory and remains their all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns.
Despite few former teammates remaining in Baltimore, Flacco is expected to reunite with coach John Harbaugh and other familiar faces.
Flacco was drafted 18th overall by the Ravens in 2008 and quickly impressed with his arm strength during a pre-draft workout.
He earned the nickname Joe Cool for his calm demeanor and clutch performances, especially in the playoffs.
Flacco led the Ravens to 7 road playoff wins, tied with Tom Brady for the most in National Football League history.
His postseason success in 2012, including the Mile High Miracle, culminated in a Super Bowl victory and Most Valuable Player award.
After struggling with injuries and inconsistent performance, Flacco was traded to the Denver Broncos in 2019.
He later played for the New York Jets and had a brief resurgence with the Browns in 2023, earning Comeback Player of the Year.
Flacco rejoined the Browns this offseason and, at 40 years old, became one of the oldest quarterbacks to start a season opener.
While his return to Baltimore is significant, Flacco is expected to maintain his characteristic composure.
Aaron Rodgers performed well in Week 1, throwing 4 touchdowns against the Jets.
Rodgers' efficiency and Arthur Smith's play calling suggest he is a good streaming option this week against Seattle.
Michael Penix Jr. also had a strong Week 1 performance, scoring over 24 fantasy points.
His rushing ability adds to his fantasy value, but Drake London's shoulder injury is something to monitor.
Trey Benson is a valuable player in deeper leagues due to his big play potential.
Despite James Conner being the lead back, Benson saw significant touches in Week 1.
Kenneth Gainwell saw a significant share of snaps in Week 1 for the Steelers.
Although his yardage was low, his pass-catching ability makes him a player to watch.
Olamide Zaccheaus had the second most targets on the Bears in Week 1.
His connection with Caleb Williams makes him a potential sleeper pick.
Wan'Dale Robinson is a solid option in PPR leagues if his ankle injury is not serious.
His slot receiver role could be beneficial against the Cowboys given Darren Bland's injury.
Juwan Johnson had a strong Week 1 performance with 8 receptions for the Saints.
The Saints' high pass volume should lead to more opportunities for Johnson.
Eagles coach Nick Sirianni consulted experts like Gino Auriemma and Nick Saban about maintaining success after winning the Super Bowl.
Sirianni reached out to Auriemma, a Philadelphia native and Eagles fan, after a congratulatory text following a Huskies win.
Sirianni was concerned about avoiding complacency after achieving his first championship win.
Auriemma advised Sirianni to be mindful of potential pitfalls after great success.
Sirianni also spoke with Don Staley and Michael Johnson about sustained success.
He learned the dangers of dwelling on past achievements or focusing too far ahead.
Sirianni emphasized the importance of moving forward and treating this season as a separate entity.
He used the analogy of a car with the Super Bowl in the rearview mirror to illustrate this point.
Auriemma described winning a championship as both the best and worst thing to happen to a coach.
He highlighted the pressure of repeating success and the fear of being a one-hit wonder.
Sirianni acknowledged the challenges of maintaining the same intensity after achieving a major goal.
Auriemma suggested shifting the team's mindset from being hunted to being on the hunt for another title.
The Green Bay Packers continued their strong start to the season with a 27-18 victory over the Washington Commanders.
This marks the Packers' second win against a team that won 12 or more games last season.
Jordan Love had an impressive performance, throwing for 292 yards, despite missing some deep throws.
The Packers' defense was also dominant, recording 12 hits on Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels.
Tucker Kraft had a breakout game with 6 catches for 124 yards and 1 touchdown.
Running back Josh Jacobs continued his scoring streak, finding the end zone for the 10th consecutive regular season game.
The Commanders struggled on both sides of the ball, failing to replicate their success from last season.
Their offense was held to 230 yards, and their defense gave up numerous big plays.
Washington also suffered several key injuries, losing players on both offense and defense.
Kicker Matt Gay continued to struggle with long field goals, raising concerns about his consistency.
The Commanders' defense looked slow against the Packers' offense, allowing 8 plays of 15 yards or more.
Jaden Daniels had a pedestrian performance, throwing for 200 yards but struggling under pressure.
The New York Giants' offense struggled significantly in their season-opening loss to the Washington Commanders.
Wide receiver Malik Neighbors expressed his disappointment, stating that reviewing the game tape made him feel sick.
The Giants failed to score a touchdown and only gained 231 total yards in the 21-6 loss.
They face the Dallas Cowboys in Week 2 and have many issues to address.
Neighbors emphasized the need to focus on small details, such as avoiding penalties and getting out of the huddle quickly.
He also suggested spreading the ball around to utilize the talent within the offense.
Darius Slayton, who signed a lucrative contract in the offseason, was only targeted once in the game.
This echoes concerns from last season about the offense over-relying on Neighbors.
Quarterback Russell Wilson acknowledged his subpar performance in the opener.
He completed only 2 of 12 passes for 26 yards under pressure.
The offensive line also struggled, with Wilson facing pressure on a significant percentage of his dropbacks.
The Giants hope the return of left tackle Andrew Thomas from injury will help improve the line's performance.
J.J. McCarthy inspired his teammates at halftime, urging them to improve their performance after a weak first half against the Chicago Bears.
McCarthy backed up his words with actions, leading the Vikings to a 27-24 victory with 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
His final touchdown, a 14-yard run, sparked a celebration on the Vikings sideline, validating the team's 16-month wait for McCarthy to take the helm.
Former Vikings safety Cam Bynum praised McCarthy's mindset and performance, highlighting how he proved his doubters wrong.
McCarthy was considered a significant projection in the 2024 quarterback class, with limited passing experience in college.
Despite recovering from knee surgery, McCarthy impressed during off-season training with his energy and encouragement.
His enthusiasm was compared to that of University of Minnesota coach P.J. Fleck, raising questions about his ability to translate it to professional play.
Coach Kevin O'Connell actively encouraged belief in McCarthy before he had proven himself on the field.
O'Connell emphasized the team's past success with various quarterbacks, instilling confidence in McCarthy's readiness.
He expressed his hope that the team would expect success based on their preparation, rather than being surprised by it.
O'Connell's approach mirrored his earlier support of Kirk Cousins, focusing on building individuals as well as the team.
Running back Aaron Jones Sr. compared McCarthy's competitive spirit to that of Jordan Love, emphasizing his gamer mentality.
For years, the AFC has been dominated by the Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens.
These teams consistently secured the top seeds in recent seasons, fueled by star quarterbacks.
Patrick Mahomes led the Chiefs to 7 straight division titles.
Josh Allen powered the Bills to 5 consecutive division titles.
Lamar Jackson, despite injuries, boasts 5 division titles in 6 healthy seasons as Baltimore's starter.
Before the season, ESPN's Football Power Index predicted a close race for the top seed between these 3.
However, Week 1 dramatically shifted the landscape, introducing a 4th contender.
The Bills upset the Ravens, significantly boosting their chances of securing the top seed.
The Chargers' victory over the Chiefs also propelled them into contention.
Conversely, the Chiefs' chances decreased after their loss to the Chargers.
Despite their loss, the Ravens remain a strong contender based on advanced metrics.
The Bills now face a relatively easier schedule compared to their rivals.
The Chargers benefited from Justin Herbert's strong performance and a favorable matchup.
The Chiefs struggled with third-down conversions and offensive consistency.
While concerns remain for each team, the race for the AFC top seed is now wide open.
Early season results suggest a more competitive and unpredictable AFC hierarchy.
League personnel are predicting award winners for the 2025 season, and there are some interesting choices.
While Week 1 can lead to overreactions, individual brilliance is crucial for championship success.
Lamar Jackson is a strong MVP contender after his first 4,000-yard passing season.
His dual-threat ability, consistent wins, and limited turnovers make him a constant threat.
Improved pocket play and a strong supporting cast further boost his chances.
Other MVP candidates include Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is a surprising contender for Offensive Player of the Year.
His ability to elevate his team and his dual threat skills are key factors.
Daniels distributed the ball effectively in Week 1, showcasing his impact.
Other potential offensive players of the year include Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts, and Saquon Barkley.
Myles Garrett is a top candidate for Defensive Player of the Year.
His relentless pass rush makes him a game plan wrecker.
Garrett is projected to have another season with at least 14 sacks.
Pat Surtain II and Micah Parsons are also strong contenders for the award.
That's a wrap on this week's NFL Blitz Talk. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time with more gridiron fire and fearless breakdowns.